Hey guys and gals, welcome back to another BNSF 6951 video. This is going to be another train video. Yes sir, I'm having some fun doing all these different challenges and stuff. Oh, speaking of challenges, I just posted a video doing a video of my new work area and I proposed a challenge to you guys. And if you watch the video about halfway through, you'll see what that challenge is all about. Anyhow, with all of that being said, 3 locomotives, 1 is foreign power. We started out with 30 cars. We wound up with 26 because we were having a couple of problems. Now, the one funny part was on the second 2% grade, we were about halfway through it and the couplers let loose and half of the train rolled all the way back to Wickenburg. So that was pretty funny. Anyhow, and nothing bad happened. all the cars stayed on the track. Anyhow, with all that being said, I had fun doing this. I left all the bloopers in there so you guys could see all the fun that I had. Anyhow, with all that being said, let's get on with the video. Bye. This Vinny production brought to you by Yankee Dabbler. For all your model railroad needs, check out Yankee Dabbler. Don't forget, 7% discount with BNSF 6951. And by Highways and Byways, awesome street graphics for your roads and streets on your model railroad layout. If you guys are looking for sophisticated model railroad electronics, Logic Rail Technology has what you need. For a 5% discount on certain items, use code BNSF6951. Alright guys, now it's time for the next step on your layout. Trees! I have been dealing with Bob for 7 years now, and he does excellent work on his trees. So if you need some trees on your layout, check out Long Shadow's Trees. Tell him the cuz sent you. Alright guys, we're going to start this video off with Roy Hardwood, CONTAINERMAN68, backing his power up to his train. We have a hopper and 30 tankers that we're going to be pulling around, and we'll see how this is all going to work out. He's going to try and keep it at scale speed around the entire layout. We're going all the way up and all the way back down, so this is going to be a fairly long video. As you can see, Roy has started his journey, and this is train room number 1 that we are in right now. And immediately when we get into train room number 2, we have a couple of issues, and you'll see what that is as we carry on here. This is the first hole in the wall that I ever did since I bought this house, and I was real scared to do it, I tell you. But anyhow, I'll give you a shot of the train that we're pulling right here. And this is my very, very, very favorite train, is a tank train, either prototype or on a layout. And the second train right there that you see, that hopper train, that was the train that John Dilly ran when he was here about a week and a half ago. Now we're in train room number 2. And you can see that we just crossed over to main line number 1, and I'll show you that here. As we cross over, we're having pretty good run so far. Actually, we did have a problem. We lost half the train there. These are all couple of issues, guys. It's like no problem with the track whatsoever. It's just issues. Whoops! Take it easy, Vincent, with that camera. Oh, there we go. We took that car out of the consist because I think he's the one who gave us a problem the first time we unhooked. So I went in the other room now, and I'm going to head and push the rest of the train through so Roy can hook him up. And here he goes. And let's see what happens here. Another loner. There must be issues in the other room. I don't remember what was going on here. Sorry about the camera work there, fellas. Anyhow, I think from here we do not have a problem. I tried to keep the camera rolling so you guys can see the actual run that's going on here. This is entering the town of Glendale at this point. And I do have an issue right where that paint can is. It seems that there's some kind of a hump there or something that the cars uncouple. And I got to figure out what's going on with that. I may have to shim the track up or something. I'm not quite sure. But you can see right there, the car's just let loose right there. And like I say, guys, throughout this whole video, it's just a couple of issues. And I can't believe it because I spent a lot of money on putting micro chains, couplers, and metal wheels on these cars. And still having issues with them. Anyhow, this is going to be the first part of you guys' challenge that I proposed in my last video. To pull as many cars as you want with as many locomotives as you want up a grade. Whether it be a 0% grade, or I should say a 0.5% grade, or a 4% grade. Just to have some fun, guys. Just go ahead and do it. Right now, this train is pulling a 2% grade. And you can see Roy over there, video recording it. And this is pretty cool because at this point we're still about 28 cars. And the locomotive actually rides on top of the cars. And there you go. I think that's so cool. I don't know why I was having so many issues with these couplers. Like I said, you know, I got the best of the best, which is micro trains for N scale, and we still have problems. Now that was a Roy problem right there. He hit the throttle by accident, and it turned off the train. But you can see even from a dead start, I'm still pulling, and he's going a little faster than I would like to him have gone. But okay, that's all right. I think that looks so cool watching the train go through the helix. Everybody was telling me, oh, you should cover up the helix, but I didn't like to have 16 inches of a sheer cliff wall all the way around that. I didn't think that that would look good, so that's why I left it open like this, put a little fascia around it, and hey, you know what? I think it looks good. I love seeing my train in my helix. It took a lot of time putting this helix together also. And it was the third attempt. You can see right there I have a couple of all-thread rods in there. And originally the entire helix was done with all-thread. But I started having issues with locomotives that had long overhangs like a DD40X. It would hit those rods. So yeah, I had to take them out. And I went to the blocks, as you can see. I actually forgot to turn the microphone on the camera on, so that's why you're not hearing any train noise, but that does get fixed later on. This is the best part of my helix right now, and eventually from on the inside, where that mountain is on the inside, it's going to go up to the top, to the under part of the next layer, the next level, so it'll be a bigger mountain there. And I'll be able to change the inner part of the mountain there because it's so close to the locomotives and cars that needs to get fixed. Bridges are probably one of my favorite parts of scenery. And as you've seen on whose challenge was that? It was Rodney's challenge. I have 7 bridges on my layout, and I wish I could have more. So right now I'm standing in one spot and I'm zooming in as far as I can go. And we're zoomed in right now about 8 feet. And I tried to do it with, you know, I'm trying to keep the same camera in the same position without moving around too much with the camera. I think I mentioned, but if not, I got an SD70 Ace leading the pack with an SD70M BNSF and then another SD70M Norfolk Southern. Now, I don't know what happened here in Wickenburg, but the track that I've always used wound up to be a dead track, and I don't know why. So eventually I will get in there and see if there's a loose wire or something like that. Alright, so now we are going to enter back into train room number 2. And Roy stopped the train so I can go ahead and film it. And now back into room number 1. And this is where the second 2% grade starts. And as you can see, that we're still not having any issues pulling the train. But it was halfway up this particular grade is where we lost lost our train. And mind you, it had to go across this bridge, free rolling all the way back down. But I think it's pretty cool to have some foreign power in my consists. These cars are a mixture of Athearn, Atlas, what else? I don't remember what else. I think just Athearn and Atlas. I took all my MDC cars out because I think they were giving me issues with derailments and stuff. So anyhow, when we get to when I turn this camera around here, you can see that we still have a full train going on. But when I turn my camera around here, is where we lose half the train. Wait for it. Wait for it. That was the sound of the trains rolling all the way back. Again, it was a couple of issues. Now it increases another 0.5% right here also. So like Vinny says, now the grade is 2.5% until we get to Summit, which is the El Canyon Bridge. Tehachapi. No, not really. It's not going to make it. Almost.
Well, I added one car. We had,
Don't. It's that turnout that's up there. It's a micro-engineering turnout.
yeah.
And it hardly ever gets cleaned up there.
I wish I could zoom out more, but I can't.
This is my favorite scene here, guys, where it goes across that bridge.
Blurs.
If I told you that bridge was made out of 1/2-inch plywood, would you believe me?
Oh, sorry. Making everybody seasick. Went too fast.
And now we're entering the town of Ashford, which was the end of my layout until I added the new expansion.
You gotta look out for a derailment.
And this is another funny part right here.
We good?
I believe so.
I don't think so.
Maybe
Uh-oh!
On the inside.
Yeah, we're not good.
Uh-oh. Back up.
No,
We had a train blocking.
What?
I just take them off by hand.
All right.
I was going to take them off, but I decided to run it around and put it into the side or to the spare track. Now, the turnout that I have coming up here is not secured in any way, so we did have a derailment here. Turnout that you see the locomotives going in right now, there's nothing controlling that turnout. And you can see what happened right there.
Stop.
And for some reason or other, we had a lot of issues going on here. You can see the train park there was one that was blocking the track.
They forgot a stool.
But there'll be all scenery in this area. There'll be a big mountain right there.
You too, buddy. I see from your nose up.
Well, yeah, if I look straight across, it'd be your forehead. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Quiet, Roy.
It stalled.
It's not even on an incline there.
Vinny lied. There is an incline there.
Is it stuck on something?
It's like a 0.5% incline.
What?
So don't believe everything Vinny says. And again, I don't think we had the hopper on the track correctly because it seems to be giving us a little situation here. See, hopper's off
If
the
it's
track.
the same
right now.
car,
No, it's in the middle.
you better take it off, because if I take it off, something bad's gonna happen.
It's in,
And a lot of you guys know that when I have a problem with a car more than 1 or 2 times, I just fling it and crash it into a wall or something.
we gotta.
What the hell?
No cursing.
The hell?
I was having problems getting this car back on the track. It's like, hey, you know, you've done this a gazillion times already. Why can't you get it on the track? I guess it's because the camera
Cato
was...
with Cato, and they don't freaking hook up.
Yeah, that's another thing too, is you spend a lot of money for a locomotive and they put the cheapest couplers on there that you could
See,
imagine.
look at how the height difference.
What the heck?
Yeah. The trees you see in front of me, in front of you right now, those are from long shadow trees, and I will have a bunch of those on the layout. I think I have about 75 of them right now, and they will all be up in this area. This is going to be the scenic route.
Second one.
A little brotherly
No,
love
it's
coming
not.
up
It's not.
here.
It's the hopper.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. I can see the trucks are off.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Right?
I love you, Roy. And so this is going to be starting the return back to Phoenix, where we started from. And we're about halfway through right now. And again, another S-curve. I love S-curves. Look at that. Stretching all the way back to where Roy, past where Roy's standing.
See, when I get done with the scenery, you won't be able to see both.
I know. Yeah, there'll be a mountain between these two.
Yeah. Oops. Somebody's off again. Keep going. All right, stop. You put the fronts on. You know, this guy gave me problems before.
How do you know for sure?
He goes, I can't remember the name. It's the only one of the time. And someone else is off there.
I think just because you did it.
Blame it on Vinny. Rasher should be blaming it on Heath. Yo, take it easy with that camera, buddy. Well, at least you get to see a nice picture up there.
I can't see which one it is.
Put your eyeballs in, buddy. Giving you a tour of my ceiling.
That still wasn't the one that.
It's,
The last one is the one I put on that we had
I
trouble
know.
with the first time. I'm
I
just
know.
saying.
Watch that bridge. Man, Vinny, take it easy with that camera. Jeez.
First take care past the hopper.
yep.
And I think that probably happened when you were moving the train.
Could have been.
You pushed it too hard. Still looks like a good train now.
Now we're coming up to a couple of turnouts here, and I flipped it at the last minute because it wasn't in the right position, and I don't think it closed all the way. So the front locomotive, I think the wheels jumped off. But now we're on level territory right now. But when we get to the Hell Canyon Bridge, we'll start our downgrade. I don't remember how many cars we have on here now. We wound up with about 23 or 24 at the very end. And it was all basically due to couplers uncoupling or trip pins hitting or whatever. So one of these days I'll have Dave come over here and see if we can get it all straightened out. Because I like running my trains on my layout. I think it looks really cool, especially going across my bridges. Now, as I was saying before, that bridge is actually a 3-foot piece of 1/2-inch plywood by 1.5 inches wide, and the sides were done in balsa wood and balsa wood strips. The only thing that's original is the towers.
Whoa!
The speed he's running at right now is probably a good speed because this is all open
26.
desert. Now there's an issue back here that I've never had before either. Right where that locomotive is right now, there's a joint right there, and it was creating problems.
Hold
See?
it.
Timber!
I'll go ahead and cut it down in probably 10 minutes maybe.
If all of this was running right, it's a 25-minute trip.
This
But
is
I
Wickenburg
can't
that I
believe
still
all the
need to
couple
work
problems
on.
we're having. And 90% of them on this train are micro trains.
We hit that dead track again on the way back. Still
Oh,
gotta
that's a
figure out
dead
what's
track.
going on with that.
Now wait a minute, how did we wind up back up on that track?
Uh-oh!
GP so much longer than the...
Some of those are LPG tankers.
Yeah, that's what I was curious. I was watching Train Freak's video the other day, and he said that that one tanker car he had can be a whole bunch of different things. I said, no, not unless you steam clean the dang thing out. Usually they don't try to... Once it's been used for something, they usually keep
Use it
it.
for the same thing.
Yeah. Wow. This is the most I've ever stood without anything hurting me.
Really?
Well, I mean, I needed it if it was hurting earlier. Is there a high spot? You sound like it's dragging. You hear it?
Yep.
Right there.
This one?
Next one.
This one?
Yep. Right in front.
Don't know why we had a derailment there. Usually I don't have any derailments in my Helix.
He wasted a whole bunch of time doing couplers and wheels for me. And this is the problem with having sort of put plastic wheels back on. And I spent a ton of money on these wheels, and I was like $85 for a pack of wheels.
Yeah, I don't think it was $85, more like $45 maybe. I just don't remember, but I did spend a lot of money. I mean, every one of those cars right now has metal wheels on it.
Sure looks pretty going around here, son.
Well, like I said, it sounds good too. See, we need one more car, then we need...
Actually, two would be up over it.
Well, one would be almost nose to tail.
Yeah, nose to tail.
So as you can see that we did lose at least 2 cars because the locomotive should be under the last car, but it's not, as it was going up the helix. So I did eliminate a couple of cars previous to this helix downhill run. I never thought about doing a super elevation while I was building this helix. It just never crossed my mind to do it. I probably should have, but it seems to run okay the way it is, so I'm not really going to worry about it. This is about maximum speed that anybody would be running through that. Anybody who goes faster than that, they would get a spanking from me. But we're on the final leg now. We'll be going around the room number 2 and then back into room number 1. And this time here, I decided to go around the back side of the yard. We started on the front side of the yard. Now we're going to go to the back side of the yard and come back around to the front side of the yard. And that would be the completion of my lower loop continuous run. And as you can see, we're exiting the helix right now. As in the prototype, this is a single track until it gets into the towns where there's industries and stuff, but most of the way it's all single track with sidings for passings and so on and so forth.
Well, the 2 switches that are right behind you, switch them for straight ahead.
Are you on the lower deck?
Yeah, on the lower deck.
And again, you see where that paint can is? We're going to have an uncoupling in
No,
that
the 2
place.
on the main
Again,
line. Crossover.
same thing was happening with John Dilly when he was here.
Crossover.
Crossover.
Yeah. You can't miss it, Royce. Anything turnout's there. 2 towards the front.
So they're... So both tracks are aligned.
Alright, so now we're going to enter into train room number 1. And I will make my way into train room number 1 with the camera. I need to do some backdrop buildings along that back wall. Kind of complete that out a little bit. But as you can see right now, we're going to go around the back side of Molbeck's yard.
Try to take the divergent route.
It's the AR1 clicking on. It's the reverse loop.
Oh. Can we get more tank cars?
Well, I hope you guys and gals enjoyed this video, and as always, your questions, comments, inputs, subs, shares, and likes are always welcome. For now, that's all, folks. BNSF 6951 out.
Yeah, straight.
And I hope you guys decide to accept my challenge.
1 more bar left on my battery. And you'll stop before you get to the next turnout. Where you started from?
Oh,
Way over here.
you gonna block McDowell then? People are getting angry that,
The hopper train's there?
yeah, it's been sitting there for longer than 15 minutes.
Yeah, it sure has. It's like 15 days.
Train broke down. We're at.
Slow down, slow down, slow down. And you're good right there.
Well, we had a couple of problems, which caused some derailments. The trip pins are hitting, but overall, we didn't do too bad. 27 cars.
Gap up on the second load.